And welcome back to the CaSaundra Jolliff Show. I'm your host, CaSaundra Jolliff. Those of you who are watching for the first time and those of you who are catching the replay of this broadcast, I want to say thank you for joining the broadcast. Today is another segment of Conversations with CaSaundra that I do occasionally. And so I'm super excited just to be able to share with you what's coming up for the show next for 2021. So I'll start off by saying that as I begin to look forward to how the show is developing and just reassessing how the show has come this past year, I've learned some things along the way, and I've certainly improved on some things. And then I've also kind of dialed it back a little bit too, I can admit. So 2021, I am coming out with a bang. I'm going to be focusing more so on the brand, also developing the show more, getting more insights of how to take the show to the next level. And so things will be looking quite differently in terms of studio, in terms of opportunities that are in the wings, I'll say it like that. So if you're watching once again, this is the CaSaundra Jolliff Show. Once again, thank you for taking out the time to watch this broadcast. I would ask you to do me a super fave, and that is, if you don't mind spreading the love, making sure that you share this with your peeps, your followers, your friends, your fam. All right? I appreciate that. Also, do me a super fave as we continue with this segment. Let me know where you're coming from, what part of the world you're watching from. Comment below what part of the U.S. It's always good to connect with people who are local, national, of course, international. I super love that as well. So let me kind of dive into what's next. Now, you guys know that we're on the holiday-ness, right? Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa celebration. You know, New Year's Eve is around the corner as well as Christmas. And so we're going to do a hiatus for the next couple of weeks. So this week will be the last week that I will be doing the show. I may play a couple of replays over the next couple of weeks, but next time you see me live after Friday will be the first week of January. Wow. It's so interesting because this year, as challenging as it has been, for me, it feels like it went by like that. I know, I can't believe, for me, how quickly this year has went past. But the good thing is that we're approaching another year, and that means you've got new goals in mind, or continuation of previous goals, or there's something that you want to improve in your life or impact someone else's. So we're going to be talking about different subjects around entrepreneurship, around faith, around lifestyle. And I'm really excited about some great guests that are already lined up for this coming year, and some really good opportunities, you guys, that are happening. So I want to find out what's new in your neck of the woods and what do you have planned for 2021. I'm looking forward to this year's, just the whole dynamics of the format. So I'll be talking and share with you guys a little bit later on Friday, and what that's going to look like, but I'm super stoked about it. So pardon me while as I take a little sip of my Wawa, of my aqua. So the other thing that I'm appreciative about, guys, is that I was in Facebook jail for a few hours today. And I didn't even know if I was going to get a chance to do this show live, because not quite an hour ago, things shifted to where I was able to access all of my Facebook pages. And so that was a different type of experience there. But nevertheless, I'm grateful that it cleared the air, so to speak, and now I can be able to move forward with doing this show live. So with that being said, we're going to get right down into today's subject. I started this year off with gratitude, and I'm going to end it with gratitude. And so when I look back and I reflect on some of the things that have happened to myself and those around me that's closest to me, I'm very, very grateful. I'm so thankful that I was able to do some things this year that I wanted to do and still in the process of doing. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that on Friday. In addition to that, I'm so thankful for things like family, my girlfriends, my besties, my ride or dies, my confidants, from, you know, people that I've met this year from different parts of the world that I've connected to and bonded with and have new relationship. So I'm excited about that. And then there's the relationships that have been there for, decades, and maybe along that journey, life's transitions that we've lost contact, and I was able to like reconnect to two of one of my closest friends that I've known since high school. And so that I'm so grateful that we were able to reconnect and really kind of pick up where we left off at. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm also just grateful for my health, for my mind. I'm grateful for a roof over my head, as I'm sure many of you are. Do me a super favor. If you are watching, chime in, say hello. Don't be scared. Say hi. You are watching this segment of the CaSaundra Jolliff Show, where we're having conversations with CaSaundra. I'm excited that it's conversation with CaSaundra on episode 108. Time has just flown by. And what do we have here? Happy Wednesday to you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to having Robbie Owens, an exclusive, with him coming up for next year with his incredible network, AGN Las Vegas. So I'm super stoked about that. I'll tell you guys about that in more detail on Friday. But in the meantime, I'm glad you're watching. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing good. All is well in Las Vegas. I hope it's nice and sunny there. God, it was a kind of gloomy day here in Dallas today. I'm a little quite disappointed with that. But once again, any day above ground is a great day. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. So thank you for tuning in. And please do me a super favor. Do share. I appreciate that. So getting back to what I was saying, just reconnecting with people from, just different parts of my life and different stages in my life. So I'm very grateful about that. And as I continue to, oh gosh, I got to share this with you guys. Speaking of gratitude. So some of you guys know that last week I had my birthday on Monday, December 7th. And the day prior to that, I did a little something that I normally don't do. I'm the person that's used to pushing, celebrating others, and I love to do that. That's in my DNA, okay? But one of my besties suggested that I do a virtual birthday bash. And initially, to be honest with you, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Dinner's good, just. So I began to think about it over a few days, and I decided, okay, let me just go for it. Because I've done it for other people. I've done it for her birthday. I've done it for my other girlfriends and my other, siblings. And so once again, it brought me out of my comfort zone, right? Because I'm about growth. And so I decided to do something that made me uncomfortable, and that is celebrating myself publicly. Usually I celebrate myself privately. But, I took the chance and celebrated myself publicly with, of course, my siblings, my sisters. I'm so glad that they were able to join. Denise couldn't get in. Sorry, Denise. I don't know what happened. But it was a few people that couldn't get in at a certain time point. So I'm not sure what happened with Denise. But anywho, we'll blame that on the tech demons, right? The tech spirits. But then I had some amazing people from around the world that joined me. Jolliff from Portugal. I absolutely love her. She is like my sister from another mother and father. And then I had folks coming in from New Zealand. Cindy Lou was able to join. And I had my Caribbean sisters that were there, and my LA family and girlfriends. A blast from the past, Temple Parker Green. One of my first friends when I first moved to LA, she joined, and just different ones, Cassie and Marquita and Tony. And I mean, just the kind of the list goes on. If I can name all the names, we're going to be here for a minute. And I don't want to do all that, but I do want to say that one of the gifts that was given to me was the gift of through Jolliff. She sent it to me then on my birthday, and she listed pretty much what people shared with me about me, and also what she saw as well. And so when she sent it to me, I could only read a few lines because I started getting a little teary-eyed. And I was like, I don't want to be a punk and start crying. But it was really kind of like it was a place of gratitude and emotion, because you just never know what others really think about you, that care about you. And so to be able to see it and to hear it and to experience it, I've never done the whole thing of bringing family together and, my girls together, and then some other new girlfriends that I've met over the last recent years. So for the most part, everybody got a chance to see everybody for the very first time, and it was just a beautiful experience. And so far, thus far, that has definitely been a signature birthday. I think it's one of the most, it was beautiful, simplistic, but yet very beautiful to me. So let me stop because I feel myself starting to get a little emotional. I don't want to do that. Okay. So what I am going to do, let me say this before I get off that piece truly, and that is the words that Jolliff so incredible listed these, it was just so much. For those of you who don't know, I like to paint, and I use it really as a place of just relaxation and tranquility, and just, I don't know. I started painting probably about a decade ago, and I've always wanted to do it, and I just started. And I'm not a painter, you know what I mean? I like abstract paintings because I don't know how to do all that other stuff. I'm not gonna draw, a lion and some horses and landscape and people. That's not gonna happen. I just like abstract. But anywho, I'm going to actually take those words and create a canvas, a portrait, not portrait, but you know what I mean, a painting around that, and make that part of my decor, and just to keep those words before me. So anyway, we're talking about gratitude today in the conversation, and feel free to chime in if you would, and let me know what you feel most grateful for, and showing your gratitude. That's important, very much so, is you being able to say, what are you grateful for? Can you find not just one thing? Because I know it's more than one thing that you're grateful for, but are there other things that you're grateful for? And if so, and if you bold and bad enough to put it in their comments, then go ahead and put it in the comments. I want to know. Inquiring purposes want to know what you're grateful for. And do yourself a favor. Put that on your nightstand. Just a few things that you're grateful for. It'll make a difference. And so with that being said, that's what I'm actually going to do as well. And having that sense of gratitude can take you a long way, especially this time of the year. A lot of us are reflecting on our lives. A lot of us are reflecting on where we want to go forward, and how do we want to move ourselves and make a difference, and love harder and love stronger, and have your cause before you, or your purpose before you, and just really elevate up to the next level. And for some, it may be just to take it a little bit easy. Maybe you've been elevating so much up to the next level that you haven't been able to smell the roses, because you've been so hard at working it out. And you haven't been able to take time to embrace what you've built, or building, or creating. And so there's that element of gratitude that you just have to stop and think to yourself, and be able to embrace that moment. And then for some, it might just be, once again, reconnecting, relaunching, repurposing. Ooh, there's something in that. I'm going to talk about that one day, about repurposing. because there's something in that. I feel that. Repurposing. Ooh, pardon me, y'all. I need to write that down. Stay tuned. I'm right here. Yeah, it's something in that repurposing. Repurposing. Okay. Hey, we kind of keep it real here as much as we can here, you all that are viewing. And that those of you who are just now catching the replay, do me a super favor and let me know where you're coming from, what part of the world you're coming from. Once again, what it is that you are most grateful for this year, what you have, the gratitude that you have. Do me a super favor and make sure you list that in the comments below. I want to hear from you regarding that. The other thing that I am grateful for is my health. I don't know what that is. And those of you who are kind of a little bit more older than I am, or perhaps maybe we're right along the same age, but I'm feeling more right now just being more, I don't want to use the word sensitive, although that's what came to mind. I think it's more so being more accountable, taking more ownership to the caring of myself, my physical body, in terms of getting proper rest, which I so suck at right now. This whole year has been like going to bed late, like redonkulously late, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Just did it a couple of days ago. Just woke up at 2 something and then go to bed till like, I don't know, I think it was like almost 6 o'clock or after 6, and then turned around less than an hour and a half and woke up. So just making sure that I start taking care of this more, which I have. I started exercising on purpose, which feels good, and just continuing that and being more diligent in that area. So for me right now, it's about preserving, having more energy, longevity, more strength, not just looking good, but being good, and not just feeling good, because I like to feel good. And I don't mind looking good, but I need to be good. If that makes any sense. And that's just taking more ownership to my health and my wellness. Whew, that's some good stuff. So I'm just sharing with you guys, if this is what you're just not tuning in, chiming. It's like bringing timing in, tuning in, and chiming in. It just came all together and had that crazy word with it, tuning in. So in short, is just showing gratitude. And I'm so grateful for all of those of you who have been watching and supporting this show. I want to give a special thanks out to Cedric Watts, and better known as Sir Sax, and his platform and his company and business. They have been a tremendous sponsor of the CaSaundra Jolliff show, has shown massive support over this past year. And I really want to say thank you, Cedric, for you just showing up and being an extension of a mentor in the broadcasting business as well. And so I know that you and I support each other in that regard, but I want to give you a special thanks out today, because you've been a great sponsor to this show. And without you showing your sponsorship and gratitude to the show, you've pushed me in a way that have gotten me out of my comfort zone, made me more responsible and accountable to this platform. And I just want to give you a special thanks and thank you for your generosity, Andrew, to see the show evolve and continue to evolve. There's some great things that are super on the horizon, and you have helped me to prepare for that. And so thank you so much for doing that. So I just want to give a special shout out to the one and only Cedric Watts of Sir Sax. You got to catch out his podcast show. Go to his Facebook page. He's out of St. Louis. I probably will link that in, tag him or link him in the show afterwards. All right. Okay, cool beans. So once again, you guys, I just want to take out a moment just to give my conversation around gratitude, and I'm hoping you guys are getting something out of this. I'm sure that you have. If anything, I wanted to be able to cause you to reflect on your year and to reflect on your gratitude of what you're grateful for, and how are you going to be moving forward with such gratitude. So I want to say congratulations to you on making that charge and taking that step into that. Looking forward to Friday's show. Friday's going to be the last show of the year. OMG. My goodness. Oh, I'm super stoked. I am so stoked about that. And I think the main thing that I'm stoked about is that I did it. I did it. And there were some hard days of doing it, but I did it. And there were some really great days of doing it, and I did it. And there were some sucky days that I had that I did it. And then there was like blank days that I didn't do it. But I'm doing it. So once again, for all of those of you who have supported me over this year, I am so utterly grateful to you for your support, for your prayers, for your words of encouragement, for being so loyal and faithful with showing up and sharing and caring and expressing your love and encouraging me. Thank you so much. Thank you. And on that note, I will go ahead and end this broadcast. But once again, as I always say, have significant success on purpose, your purpose. I'll see you guys on Friday.